Shalom. Let me get straight into this lesson. I'm going to be dealing with this hypocritical nation. And let me say this too, so we can kill the confusion. What you know as white people today, their true biblical ethnicity is Edomites. And who are Edomites? Using today's terminology. So people that call themselves white people, a large percentage of those are Edomites. People that call themselves Jewish people are Edomites. They actually come from the seed of Amalek, which was one of the tribes, one of the Slakia, one of the son, one of the, I think it's grandson of Esau Edom, the so-called white man. But like you have 12 tribes in Israel, you got different tribes of Edomites. And that's why you have these different branches of Edomites that go by different pseudo names like white people, Europeans, Spanish, French, Italian. And a lot of those Italians are really Jakes, you know. But I'm just saying the Italians that go back to Esau Edom, Jewish people, the Australians, the Canadians, the British, so on and so forth. These are all the same people. And what they've done is brought so much confusion, it's hard for people to discern what's going on. So you have this division among Edomites. You have the Jewish people that's a lot of them are split against the so-called Western European Edomites. Because Amalek is the first of the nations. That means he rules over all the other tribes of the Edomites, the Jewish people. But these are all the same people. Like you had 12 tribes of Israel, all 12 tribes are Israelites, Hebrew Israelites, but they are from different tribes. That's why you got the 12 sons, right? So you can understand that in a nutshell. So this is why all the Edomite nations push Momoism. When I say Momoism, read in between the line. So you go to Israel. This video right here is from Israel. They have one of the biggest Mo parades in all the world. These are not, we've been telling you, these are not the people of the Lord. These are not Hebrew Israelites. These are Edomites. You go to America, right? You got the same agenda being pushed with the Momoism. Every country that the Edomites rule in, Momoism is out of control. But these the same people that are say, like the Jewish people say, that they believe in the Torah, but that's not true. They actually believe in the Babylonian Talmud. And the American so-called Christians, they believe in so-called white Jesus. And they say they believe in the Bible, but they don't. They don't know the Bible. They know the religion of Christianity. And that's why Momoism is legal in the United States. It's tolerated throughout all the different countries where the Edomites rule. And the Edomites pretty much rule the whole world, you know? So I'm going to get into this video. And this is in Tel Aviv, Israel. Matter of fact, let me get this first. And Momoism is a huge abomination to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, the God out of the Bible. Go to show you these people don't believe in the God out of the Bible. That's why in Israel you have one of the biggest Mo parades on earth. And in the United States, in these Western countries, especially in the United States, you have something called Pride Month. And they have all this abomination going on, but yet these would be the same people that call themselves Christians and say they believe in the Bible. They're liars and delusional. Give me 1 second. Let me play this chat GPT. Give me 1 second. So matter of fact, before I get into this video, let me play some of this video right here before I get into this. Right? It says tens, read this, look at that. Tens of thousands of people attend Tel Aviv Pride Parade, the largest annual gathering of its kind in the so-called Middle East and Asia. Look at this. And they go to show you that these are not, they'll be enforcing the laws out of the Bible if these were the true biblical Israelites because this is prohibited. This is a big no-no. This is demonic. But these are not Israelites, the biblical Israelites. These are Edomites, acting like Israelites. They don't even call themselves Israelites. They call themselves Jewish. And they control the money across the whole world. So let me get into this Chat GPT real quick.
I can show you exactly what the Bible says in both the Old Testament and New Testament and explain how different Christians interpret these passages.
And let me say this too, because you people like to say the law is done away with. You Christians, that's what you're taught anyway. But Momoism is condemned in the so-called New Testament as well. So you crazy, man.
Today, I'll present the verses accurately and neutrally, not promoting hate, just explaining the text.
See, Chat GPT be going off, but let's keep going.
1. Leviticus 18:22, open quote, "You shall not lie with a man as with a woman. It is an abomination." Close quote. Context.
Is that clear as day? That's clear as day. There's no confusion. Salaki, let me get back into it.
This verse comes from the Holiness Code in Leviticus 17-26, laws given to Israel to set them apart from surrounding nations. It condemns male same-sex intercourse. 2. Leviticus.
And that's what the Edomites, that's all they do is promote. That's why you see this going on in Israel. That's why you see this going on in all those so-called European countries. And you're seeing it go on in the United States because these are Edomites, these not Israelites.
2010, open quote. "If a man lies with a man as with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination." Close quote. Context. This is a legal penalty passage for ancient Israel. It repeats the prohibition from Lev 18, but attaches punishment. Number 3. Genesis 19, Sodom and Gomorrah. While the chapter does not explicitly condemn homosexuality in general, many traditions historically used it this way. The sin of Sodom is also explained in Ezekiel 16, verse 49-50 as pride, violence, and
Yeah, so Sodom and Gomorrah was Momoism. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say Chat GPT be going off sometimes. Let's keep going.
Nash, New Testament passages. Romans 1, verse 26-27, open quote. "Women exchanged natural relations for unnatural ones. And the men likewise gave up natural relations with women and were consumed with passion for one another."
Yeah, Momoism. And then you got 2 Corinthians, I'm Salakia, 1 Corinthians 6:9, 9-10, and 1 Timothy chapter 1, 9-10. So let's get into some more information. But what made me do this lesson is this video right here. Let me show you. All right, so I'm gonna play this video. This actually what made me do this lesson. Let me minimize this real quick. It says, and this happened a few days ago. It says Supreme Court rejects request to overturn the Moe marriage. So check this out.
The Supreme Court has rejected a request to overturn gay marriage rights. This morning, the court said it will not revisit the landmark ruling that legalized same-sex marriage. The challenge came from former Kentucky County Clerk Kim Davis. Davis asked the justices to overrule the major 2015 decision after a...
Well, you get it. You know, you see the gist of it. Straight to the point. So this is Babylon, the Great Mystery Babylon. Let me go here. So let me show you how crazy this is. So a lot of these Supreme Court justices, so-called, they swearing on the Bible, like this last woman here, you know, Jake woman or whatever. Let me show you the video. And right here you can see swearing in ceremony. So they swear on the Bible. I'm gonna actually pull that scripture. And you know, these presidents, you know, these different courts among these different circuit courts, most of them swearing on the Bible, but they don't. And again, this is Supreme Court. She's in the Supreme Court, so she gonna swear in on the Bible, but the Supreme Court just made a ruling that they're not gonna overturn that. So you see the wickedness, man. Let me speed it up.
To get to the swear.
I, Ketanji,
Swearing in on the Bible, that should spark precept in your mind. So, Donald Trump, matter of fact, let me show you so you won't think I'm making anything up. It says right here. It says customary practice at the top. It says, while many justices and other officials do use a Bible, it's a matter of personal or historic custom. For example, Justice Ketanji, something like Ketanji Brown Jackson, was sworn in with her hands on 2 Bibles. You hear this madness? Again, let's go here. So this is Babylon the Great. This is that whore that has claimed to be following the Bible, but that's just a deception to put the witchcraft on the people. They actually go by their own constitution, their own way. It says Zechariah 5:4. It says, I will bring it forward, said Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. Who is the house of the thief? Esau Edom. He stole his land. He stole everything. And into the house of him that swear falsely by my name. They swearing on the Bible. Donald Trump did the same thing. Matter of fact, let me show you that. Let me show you that information. Right here. So, that means if they really will follow the Bible, Momoism will be outlawed everywhere. But it's legal. They go to show you that they doing that to put the witchcraft on the people. That's just deception. It says right here, 2017, Trump placed his left hand on 2 Bibles, a family Bible given to him. See, this Bible stuff with these people is just a prop. They don't believe in it. They got their own mindset. It's just to put the illusion on the people. It says Trump placed his left hand on 2 Bibles, a family Bible given to him by his mother, and the Lincoln Bible, which was used by Abraham Lincoln at his 1861 inauguration. You see what it is. And it goes back, see these devils, man. Let's go back here. It says, I will bring it forth, said Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name. Starting at the J people on down to these American Edomites. It shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. So Lord got something coming. Let's go here. Psalms 50:16. But unto the wicked, God say, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou should take my covenant in thy mouth? So when they swearing on the Bible, that's how they fulfilling this prophet, fulfilling this, what the Lord is saying here. And when the J people say they follow the Torah or the Thara, but really they believe in the Babylonian Talmud. So all these Edomites, they might practice different forms of the Bible and different formats of it, but it's still going back into wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep going. But it's an illusion on the people. Psalms 50:17. Seeing thou hatest instructions, Salakia, and casteth my words behind thee. So in the Bible, going back into Leviticus, it's a law in there dealing with Momoism that is supposed to be prohibited, but yet they don't enforce it. So they cast the words behind the Bible, cast the words, the instructions in the Bible behind them, meaning they don't follow it, but yet they claim to follow it to put the illusion and witchcraft on the people. And the people so dumb, they just don't, they fall for it, right? Let's keep going. But I think that was it on this one. Well, you see what it is. It's hypocrisy. These lies and these demons, you see how they get down. It's all to put witchcraft on your mind, to put the illusion, right? That's why the so-called white man has his own constitution. He got his own way, but he'll use the Bible when it benefits him, when he can use it as a witchcraft on the people. Hopefully this lesson has been edifying. Call Allah Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak, Kodash. Shalom.